As parents, we dedicate years preparing our kids for the future. We motivate them to work hard, encourage them to follow their passions, and teach them to make wise choices in life. Along the way, we quietly sacrifice in the hope of raising some empathetic individuals who are set on making the world a better place. But in all those years, do we ever prepare ourselves for the day when we actually have to let go of a big part of our lives and drop them off at college for them to spread their wings? We do not. The child we have watched and nurtured to grow into a responsible young adult is still deep down our little baby. Sending them off feels like the very first day of kindergarten all over again. Except back then, we could pick them up after a few hours. This time, it could be months, and even then, there's no certainty. They may be tied up with jobs, assignments, internships, and so on. The fears keep circling. Will they miss me? I want them to. At least a little bit, but not so much as to make them sad and lonely. Will they call me? How often? Every time my phone lights up, I hope it's them. And I can't help but feel a slight pang of disappointment when it's just another WhatsApp group chat instead, even though it's with my closest friends. And then comes a text. Mom, where do I put the trash? Another message comes on a different day, this time with a photo. Is this appropriate for a business casual dinner at orientation? For a moment, I stare at the picture, my heart softening even before reading the text. Tears flow. In those small questions, I see my little baby again, still counting on me, still needing me. And a part of me hopes that it never goes away. And a few days later, I see her Instagram post of exploring the big city, far from our small town, proudly captioned, College is fire. And I smile. She is growing, stretching her wings, stepping into her own. She is ready, ready to fly, ready to chase her dreams, ready to shine. And in that moment, I thank God for blessing me with a loving, caring, and responsible child. I'm grateful for the little girl who always chose kindness, who learned to be extra kind to that lonely kid in the cafeteria, who gently reached out to that introverted child seeking for someone to talk to, and always comforted that kid who deeply missed home as she understands what it feels like to be away from home but is successfully trying her best to navigate the journey. I'm thankful for the young woman who is not only ready to soar but also wise enough to give others the space to rise with her. She understands that for her to win, nobody else has to lose. They can all win together. I'm so proud of you. My heart swells with pride when others compliment me on how kind you are, when they tell me how fortunate I am to have a daughter like you, and when some express how they wish their kid turned out like you when they become teenagers. I realize that so far, you and your brother have been my greatest adventure. But as both of you are set to begin your own journey, I'm ready to explore too. Find another new hobby, travel the world, do some crazy artwork, or even start writing a journal while still being there for both of you when you need me. Please know that the journey ahead is yours, which both of you are more than ready to carve with grace and resilience. But always remember that you are not walking it alone. I, along with your dad, will always be your greatest support, your biggest cheerleader, and your forever safe place to come to. Always remember that we miss you both for not being home with us, but we are so proud of the hard work you are putting in for the accomplishments you aim for in the future.